Uh, Thank you, Kader. So, from my side, sometime before, because I'm not only working for IT but also for operational technology, which is called OT, I used to say that once upon a time there was internet. It was launched without thinking about security. We didn't learn the lesson. So after, let's say, 2 decades, we started thinking about security and deploying patches and trying to secure internet. I think the same tragedy happened, unfortunately, with the AI. The AI was launched in hurry without thinking about the effective security controls. And now I think the time is passing very, very, fast, where you think about any Hakimi Nuskha, which is like all-in-one solution. You think about any scam, you think about any wish list, all now it is being tagged with using AI. Not necessarily it can create your requirement, but actually it is quite creating good traction for its audience to trap them in the honeypot. So I would like to say the organizations, they were not ready, and this has been injected as a buzzword. And now it's very delicate handling is required, because not everything is possible through AI. We should not be excited while putting our yearly objective plans to make it more fancy and looking more beautiful, putting AI. But actual, deployment and following should appear there. I give you example. How many of you are aware, like in addition to typical uh, cybersecurity control, there is a framework called ISO 27001. But now the world has introduced something called ISO 3300. There is ISO 5400. These are the framework which have realized the quick importance of cybersecurity, touching AI at each and every place. And I think the time has come, rather than waiting, be active, proactive, and start utilizing this. Otherwise, we will be having the same regret which we did while introducing the internet in the beginning of our overall life cycle. Thanks.
Can be. The question regarding, of course, you have a Mehzad, manufacturing as well as banking as well as telecom experience, and of you already have multiple experiences and diversified for the complete enterprise architecture review, not only for the IT environment but for the telecom industry type of hardwares, and now the OT environment, including how can we segment IT or OT security and all.
Good question. So, as quantum computing is there to enhance the overall efficiency of the system on a positive note and also on the negative note. Like if it is in good hand, of course, it is going to enhance further. It is in wrong hand, then it is going to increase their capability. But what I still strongly believe, apart from all these disruptive technology, the role of the brain intelligence will remain there. We will not allow people to start depending totally on automation. I give you example. And so how many of you sitting here actually will join a aeroplane where if the announcement is that there is no pilot, right? So no matter, A380, they have done lot of tests for automatic takeoff and automatic landing, but the human touch will always remain there, right? Second thing is, no matter, everything is in the AI, in the command and control center, like even in air traffic controller, he's still supposed to say, yes, you are allowed. So no matter, all signals are saying you're ready to land, but unless the guy in charge with authority will allow him, he can never ever dare this. So what does it mean? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, this machine which is Ashraf al-Makhlukat, will keep on governing this, because we are the creator of this so-called artificial jinn. But we should not be very excited to automate things without thinking about the bigger picture. This is very, very important. As I said, there is no like one Amel Baba for everything. So if we are talking about OT, you're talking about IT, and then we are talking about telco, and I went through all these domains. They're all, require different, treatment. There is no one size fit, which we can say, we can agree on this. But the most important thing is the fabric is same. Never, lose common sense. Common sense always remain important, even in the presence of AI. So I give you example of SIME solutions. So there are a lot of claims that sooner, in the SOC room, maybe there will be no need to put 4 or 5 resources. Maybe the machines will automatically, they are generating alerts, and someone, from AI will also start taking action automatically, which is, to be honest, practically, business perspective, it's not possible. It will be suicide. Why? Because AI will take time to understand what is the business background of this service, which looks fishy, but of course you need some kind of guideline from the custodian of this service. So this type of tuning is required across all. And I give initially in the example of aviation industry. The last example is again from this. This is a quite interesting thing. I just came to know yesterday that in our Sindh, there are a lot of Vaderas, by the way, they are having their own helicopters. Okay. And to some extent, they don't even inform authorities that if they want to transfer from one mohalla to another mohalla. So they take off and they land without telling anyone. But of course, our radar system from authorities, they detect. So they come to them, please follow instructions. This is totally, illegitimate. This is illegal. And then now they start actually feeding this type of information that in addition to not only typical birds, you can think about these type of illegitimate helicopters, flying at the height of our bird. Expect this. So what happened then? Then you go back and you start changing and tuning your internal radar system to accommodate this. So this human touch will remain there always. We can't leave them alone, and this is an evolving journey. This will never end. And last but not the least, AI itself is a victim of cybersecurity. What is the assurance if I allow AI to come and start evaluating my security architecture? It itself might be a victim. It itself might be already compromised and might be giving me wrong advices. So expert roles will remain there. It's like once calculator came, does not mean that we have left learning our math. We are still learning our math, but calculator is there to actually increase our capability to do some complex calculation. But at the end, it is an evolving journey. Thanks.
Very in the face of new threats.
So why not we should discuss nation-state threats? Why not? It's a very interesting thing because I just need, let's say, Khwaja Saab mobile number to compromise his iPhone, and he's not supposed to click anywhere. He's not supposed to answer my call, and that came through one of the well-known security threat in the name of Pegasus, right? So it means time will come, people will not start exchanging their business cards showing their phone number. Your phone number will be actually a kind of a confidential data if you really want perfect security. How many of you are sitting here know about a project which was launched in 2015 or 16 called PRISM, Project Prism? This project was launched in America, and it is actually with the confirmation that all these big giants, whether it is even Microsoft or Apple or Google, they are supposed to give access in the name of national security to these agencies. And we are then talking about advanced persistent threats and nation-state sponsor attacks. So I think the most important thing is, as far as we are not independent in making our own technology, we are simply vulnerable to these type of attack, and this is a known reality whether we like or not. So we'll have to either create our own platform, which is, of course, is a very challenging job, or we'll have to live with this reality, number one. Number two, these type of attacks, which mostly attacks organization having critical infrastructures. It could be, by the way, APT. I know with my experience, some of the industry, you know, they even in Pakistan, they were under attack through APT, let's say 29, 31, and these are all those state-sponsored attacks which usually come from specific country, specific geopolitical, enemy, which is very interested in your critical infrastructure. You know, it's like now in Ukraine there is a war, but don't you think the actual war started in 2015 and 16? Once they launched the first ever crisis against their energy sector, they were able to bring the whole country under dark night. So usually the countries, they don't send the paramilitary staff physically, and before that they launched the cybersecurity and ransomware perspective, which is corporate sector mostly being affected. One of the strategies, no matter you don't know what type of ransomware attack can arrive to your organization, there are nowadays quite good control which are using AI. So the moment any ransomware, no matter you don't know their signature file or modus operandi, the moment they will start any process relevant to encryption, they will simply give them shut up call. So that is possible with the help of AI, and I think that can, you know, leverage the organization to strengthen their overall security posture. Thanks.
Thank you so much. And of course, इस टॉपिक पे तो ये जो हमारे फेलो पैनलिस्ट हैं इतने एक्सपीरियंस रहेंगे 3 घंटे भी बात कर सकते हैं, लेकिन एज पर आवर कमिटमेंट वी आर ट्राइंग